Guys, Mike here. So another big week ahead of us, and it's going to be loaded with data and Fed speakers. They're going to be rolling those puppies out every single day. So the algos will have something to react to, which is actually good for traders, especially scalpers. So I know that's going to be fun to do. Also, we got a lot of things we got to watch out for. Because certain things behind the scenes. Remember, we're coming to what? Quarter in. Certain things start to happen last week and this week going forward. And so that's what we're going to be watching out for. And I found something on Tesla, which is very interesting, man. I told you, trades like a meme stock, but got a very, very dedicated base, right? A lot of followers that no matter what happens, they're going to be buying, buying, buying. And boy, were they freaking buying, let me tell you. So we'll get into all that. I do want to get your opinion on this. It never ceases to amaze me how much zero DT options affect the market on a daily basis. And you can see right here. So zero-day options represent the majority of trading volume in the S&P 500 options. This continues to go up. Last time I talked about, I think it was 52%. Now it's 56%. But you can see just 3 years ago in Q2, it's about 32%. So it has jumped all the way to 56%. You see all the little choices there, the little bars you're looking at. And the one you're looking at, I don't know if that's gray or what color that is, but it says dailies. That's the big jump. You see hardly any change in the weekly Friday options, the third Friday, PM, month end, all that stuff. But it's all about the daily options. And let me know in the comments, like, when do you expect this thing to hit, let's say, 75%? Or do you think it ever will? I'm curious. Or what percentage do you think it's going to do in the next year, 2 years? Because it keeps increasing, that's for sure. And I see no reason for it to decrease. Now, very important here, B of A talks about the flows, right? And you can see these flows, right? Gold, biggest 4-week inflow ever, 10.6 billion. Equities, biggest inflow in 2025, 43 billion. US, biggest weekly inflow of 2025, but past 2 weeks, biggest foreign selling of US stocks since March of 23. And then Europe, biggest inflow since May 2017, and the fourth largest ever, right? And what else is happening here? You got UBS, obviously predicts pension funds. This is a big one. And target date funds will invest over $100 billion in the current quarter, the largest inflow since March of 2020. And this is significant because pensions, if you're unaware, they're worth a lot. I mean, they're projected to go to around $80 trillion in 2025. This is why the stock market can't stay down for too long, because people would not be able to retire, okay? What else we got? CTAs are now net short. We've talked about this one, but Goldman says they'll turn buyers at 5870 on the S&P. Another institution says 6014. You can see they're a heck of short, right? Like 35 billion somewhere in there. Short, I think negative 50 billion is like the record or something. But when you pull up here, we'll put this on the list, right? Because we're looking at the gamma flit to go positive. We're also looking at the CTAs, and that's like another 3% move up. So it's not like it's huge, but still, you got to break through a lot of resistance to get there. But like I told you and I've showed you, they're not the ones who mark the bottom. They are the trend followers, and that will show that the trend has changed, and we've gone back in a positive game at that point in time. But you can see here, they're still next short. This is what we're looking for on this chart. So I'll update you as this goes on, as it starts to turn, which means they've started to cover their shorts. And it's just another way to continue the push, right? That's what we're looking for. Also NAIM as well, look for those buyers to come back in. And so this is what you're starting to see. Okay, we held that low last week. Had a big push at the very end of the day, even though a lot of stuff was red. The Qs did finally go green. I believe it ended us finally with a green week for the first time in quite a while. And so the question is this going to be the avenue we're going to go? Or, remember, we got this 200 moving average sitting right here at this descending trend line. So it's going to be really nice resistance. All eyeballs will be on that, of course. It doesn't mean it has to reject right when it gets there. But a lot of people are going to be looking to say, okay, is this going to come up? And again, that's a low. Still a lower high on the higher time frame, but that is a higher low, which is a thing when you're trying to build up market structure to move up. And so do we get rejected here or start to move up to get to these higher levels, suck more people in? Because I can tell you, you listen to a lot of interviews, they're waiting to get up in these levels, and then going to try to go short again. Now, if news comes out about tariffs, because we got April 2nd, that's kind of what everybody's looking at, put in like a lower low about this April 2nd thing. Is it going to be a sell the news event? Or country's going to bend the knee and say, don't worry about it, and there is no reciprocal tariffs. Like, what's going to happen is the big thing we're looking at here. And so, but again, everybody and their mother is predicting the real bad part happens in the second half of the year, not this one. And so even if you get above the 200, you're looking to see we start consolidating to move up to positive gamma territory to get those CTAs to start to move back in. Because if they start to move back in, other people are going to move back in. We know retail's been moving that back in. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when we pull up our fibs on here, obviously you can see when we start to move up in that 200, move up in the other area, we're going to start being in a premium, right? If you go from the swing high to swing low, if you put it all the way at the top, right there with a gamma flip line, which is going to change every day, but most likely where it's going to be in a premium area, right? And where the CTA started to buy, it's going to be in a premium area. And the goal, of course, if you're a bull, is just to set higher lows. Okay, that is the goal right now, to set higher lows, and get more people to try to, pull in his thing, right? Instead of worrying about these V-shaped recovery and all that stuff, just understand, especially as long as the VIX, which spiked the other day on Friday, stays above 20, it's going to create volatility. It's going to be hard to have a consistent move up. Now, I told you, watch the cues, right? They're all going to kind of correlate with each other here, because you're going to have the 200. You're going to sit there with a weekly fair value gap along with that freaking trend line right there. And so we're going to see if this is going to be a big rejection area, or does it get accepted and we continue to move higher. When you look at your momentum indicators, again, on the daily here, you can see we're above that moving average, not above 50, but we did get a bullish MACD cross on the cues right there. It is on the daily. We're nowhere near that zero line. So again, bears are still in control right now, not bulls. Okay, but you can see the consolidation. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 10 days right there. Just sitting in a very little tight range, consolidating right there. And so we're going to see if this move, because that usually means you're getting a move, a big move actually, one way or the other when you see consolidation like this. And so we'll just keep an eye on it, see what happens on Monday, which is usually just terrible. We're going to see if that follows that trend, or we finally break that trend. But you can see like Tesla. I mean, retail fans buy the stock at like a record pace. I mean, when you read through this, individual investors have been net buyers of Tesla shares for 13 straight sessions through Thursday, pumping $8 billion into the stock. And so, JP Morgan comes out and says, this is the biggest inflow over any buying streak since 2015. And you want this on a chart to look at it, there it is right there. So the right, you can see a huge spike right there. And we'll zoom in where you can see it even more. But that is an enormous spike. So the biggest since 2015, they came rolling in. And this is what we talked about. They held that position. Again, Tesla does not move. Doesn't matter if it's bad news, whatever it is. This thing can go up on no news. It's a huge, loyal following. This stock has like no other, okay? Nvidia doesn't have it. Google, Meta, none of them have it, okay? But Tesla does. And when they're under siege, and you saw Elon do an all hands on deck meeting saying, don't sell your stock, just buy, buy, buy. Well, there you go. And you see the volume spike that came in. And normally, if you see a nice volume spike like that, usually you can get some continuation, right? And again, when you're down almost 50% or whatever it was, it finally got down to, you really got nowhere to go, but up for a second at least, okay? Even to get back to challenge the 200 moving average or just some major levels. Another one had a bullish MACD cross, by the way. You're talking about like a 15% move just to get to that level. So just keep that in mind on this one. And so I'm not surprised, at all. They're moving in on this one right here. We'll see. Again, he basically rolled out the same verbiage, which is, hey, we're going to roll out robots, autonomous taxis, all that fun stuff. And we'll see, what goes on as far as all these boycotts and things around the world, and even in this country right here, because things have gotten absolutely way out of hand as far as I'm concerned. It's just gotten insane what people are doing right now. And a lot of it's illegal, by the way. And so we'll see if that's going to continue or not. And again, we'll draw a trend line here to see, if it breaks above this trend line. Obviously, I think it'll continue to move up. But talking about volume, and again, I rarely bring up volume. Friday was some big pops on volume. So Apple, huge candle there, big volume spike. And normally when you see a spike like this, on like Apple, for example, just go back and look at the past. Draw a white line and say, when we've hit that level, whether it was red, and again, that gray, whatever color it is, actually means an increase in volume, or a green volume bar is what it's supposed to be. You can see normally you get some follow through, at least for the next 2 to 5 days. And so that's what we got to see if that's what's going to happen on Apple. And if it does, where do you think the market's going? It's either going to consolidate or move up, not go down, right? Because it's one of the heaviest hitters out there. And when we look at it right now, it is in these huge fair value gaps moving up. So I don't expect it to be a fast move up if this were to happen, if we get any kind of follow through with this. And so, but it is majorly damaged, but it's a high weighted stock, okay? You look at Microsoft, same thing, big volume spike coming up there. Again, we'll take it with a grain of salt because it was OpEx. You're seeing, people reposition, things of that nature. This has broke that trend line though. It is beat down on this distribution pattern right here. And usually when you see these big spikes up, you get follow through, okay? If it's red, you usually get follow through the downside. If it's green, you get follow through the upside. And so we're going to see if the 2 of the 3 heaviest weighted stocks do that, because when you look at Nvidia, it didn't even have that. Nvidia didn't have that. You don't see the semiconductors really having these huge spikes because there's just this sentiment out there against semiconductors right now, as you can see. It was just kind of strange. I don't think AMD had it. Avgo didn't have it. A couple others didn't have it either, so it's kind of surprising, you know. Look at Hims, this is another one, huge volume spike right here, and it is held. It's 1, 2, 3, like 7 or 8 straight days right there in that area, and this one's a fast mover, right? And so again, normally when you get a big spike on this one, it will have 2 or 3 days at least of follow through. I know there's a big retail stock and everything, so we'll see if that is the case. Again, the real support on this thing, if it falls, does not come until like 24 to 26 bucks. Okay, just make sure you understand that. Right now it's trying to turn what was resistance into support. That's what it's trying to do at this point in time. I know our retail keep buying this one up. I know if it goes into the 20s, people I trust for sure are absolutely going to be buying it up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You see the levels, 40 and then 45, 60, I believe, is the 2 levels to watch right there. And that's not even a big move for Hims. You've seen this thing. It can move like 5 to 7% a day, you know, at the blink of an eye. 10%, 15% wouldn't surprise you. So again, let's just see what happens this week on this one. You're looking at Palantir. Here's another one. End up holding that 2024 high right there. That's a 2024 high. Retest, and now what's it doing? Finally moving up in this weekly fair value gap. I'd marked out like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I guess. And so it's finally moving it there. That's really the target. 95 right there. We'll see what happens if it does close this out. You look at the momentum indicators. You got your bullish MACD cross. Needs to get above the 0 though. RSI is above the 50. So it's looking better than most. Okay. I mean, again, this is another huge retail stock right here. A lot of people like this one, so they've been moving into it and stuff. Again, you go over here to AMD, this one right here, I ain't told this in a while, but this one had an 8 and 21 moving average cross. If you look back, always look at the history, right? It's been a long time, but when it does, here's what happened the last few times. Nice rally up, nice rally up, nice rally up, nice rally up. And so it got one, and we've talked about this one. So again, the advanced money destroyer is trying to change its name right here. And I said, once it comes up into that 50 fib and that golden pocket, it's going to run through resistance, and that's what it did. All right, so again, this one can continue to move. 116, I think it's going to be brutal for it. That's where the 200 week sets, if it even gets up there. But the 8 and 21 moving average usually is not a bad thing. Now, when it comes to earnings, you'll have some high flyers, some to watch out for sure. Like Oklo's a very popular one. KB Homes, good to hear about the real estate market. Looking at Tuesday, nothing really out there to look at. I mean, obviously, people are going to look at GameStop because it's GameStop, but I don't think that's really done too much. I haven't really kept up with those. Let me know in the comments. Dollar Tree's going to be another one. Chewy. Paycheck's going to be another one. Centos is going to be another one. It's a uniform company. Kind of let us know what's going on. Microvision for sure. Everybody will be watching that one for sure. Petco is going to be another one. If we stop spending on the pets, you know, go over to Thursday right here. Lululemon is going to be the big one everybody's going to be watching for. And then on Friday, I don't see anything. So nothing real major. But it's really all about the data. And it starts off Monday after the bell with flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI, a bunch of Fed speakers. Tuesday, nothing too big here. CB consumer confidence after the bell, new home sales, Richmond manufacturing index. Wednesday, probably a lot of people are going to be looking at this stuff when it comes to durable goods orders, things of that nature, because everybody's so worried about a recession. Crude oil inventories. Thursday is going to be a big one. Final GDP quarter of a quarter, unemployment claims. Final GDP price index, good trade balance. That's going to be a big one now because of the tariffs. Pending home sales month over month. Then Friday, core PCE price index, personal income, personal spending, revised university admission, consumer sentiment, and inflation expectations. So buckle up for a fun one. Appreciate all you guys who stuck with me and watched the videos and gave it a thumbs up. Think about sharing it. Sure would help me out a lot. Also, think about signing for the membership and left the McDonald's combo. It's everything you get with it right there. Let me know everything I can do for you in there. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another fun, volatile day. There's no doubt about that. Let me know in the comments how you think it's going to turn out tomorrow and the rest of the week. Have a good one, guys.